welcome to the first edition of Women Achievers podcast series. I'm Ruchika Jha, and today, in our fourth episode, we have Miss Anindita Sinha, Head of Corporate Communications at L&T Metro Rail Limited, Hyderabad. Ms. Sinha started her career as a business development officer at Yatri Travels. Having worked in public sector undertaking like Airports Authority of India, private sectors like Mumbai International Airport Limited, she is known for her hands-on experience in handling situations during a crisis. She has won the CII IWN Excellence in Leadership Award, PRCI National Hall of Fame, PRSI Global Leadership Award, and Transformance Business Media's Women Leader in the field of communication, amongst few others. Welcome to our show, Ms. Sinha.
Hi, Ruchika. Thank you so much for the invite, and hope this podcast will throw some light on lives of women.
Sure. Okay, Anita. So, starting with my first question for you is that what are the skills that have helped you to reach the position you're holding right now?
Okay, I think what is coming top of my mind is hard work, and sheer hard work. That is where I really had to, I really, I believe that there is no substitute to hard work, and also learning work hands on. I always try to go beyond my comfort zone and scope of work, and try to do something, learn something hands on, instead of just a very boring and drab training program. Because once you do that, you learn work hands on, then you know the nitty gritty of the very whatever you're handling, and it gives you a different experience altogether. Another thing, what I always believed in is, move on from failure. This is, one of my colleagues, senior colleague, had taught me that, and I really liked it. That failures are just threshold to your next success. So if you be with it and keep on brooding over it, your next plan of action, it gets disturbed. So just move on from the failure will come. No, I don't think anyone has a life with a very straight line in the graph. It has to be ups and downs. So don't wait and brood on one particular thing, whatever has happened. Rather, move on to see how you can rectify what went wrong. Because I think, and being self-analytical is very important. And I try to do that to see where I went wrong, what are the things went wrong, and how it can be rectified in the next project what I'm working. Also, everything cannot be within the framework. At times you have to go out of the box. You have to, I would say, take some calculated risk. You have to customize the situation. This is very much important. In fact, it gives you a new flavor also to work. Otherwise, work becomes very boring and drab. So that is one aspect. And also my experience, what have taught me, and I still maintain today, is proving by actions for acceptance. Since this is a women oriented program, I must say that no matter how much we shout on women's lib and all, still the acceptance level is low. We must, and it's not about any government agency or private sector. It can be your domestic front also, it can be your peer group, it can be your friends, it can be your your associates, your acquaintances. I still would say that the acceptance is still low, and we have to work on it for a long time. And both, not only women, men and women both, understanding that equality is something which should be propagated. So this cannot happen in a day. Suddenly you stand up for your right and say women's leave, and then you think things will fall into place. It does not happen. So proving by actions rather than words, and shouting for your right or standing up for your right, for acceptance, I think this works much better once you prove with with very defined very defined roles and responsibilities that you have, or you define, or you what to say, you set yourself as an example that yes, I can do it. You be confident and give that confidence to the person in front of you, your superior or your peer group, or even to your team members. So you are more accepted. So that is, I think, one aspect I should speak on. And another thing is that I always try to command respect, then demand respect. So coming back to the last point, if we do that, the automatically, the acceptance would lead someone to respect you. So, and having that respect in a workplace or in your life, in your individual life, anywhere that you live in, is very, very important. So broadly, I think these are some of the point. I mean, I don't know, should I call them attributes? These, I don't think they're the skills really, but I would say that it helped me being where I am today. I always try to be myself and be as an individual entity, proving my way of working that it is works. My style of working, it works. It can be experimentation. You can learn from people. You can learn from everywhere around you. I think this helps. And also, I never ever um, stepped back, or I felt shy in learning from anyone around me, not only at my workplace, but anyone in my life. In fact, from I learned something to live life, and to if you love yourself, you can love others, from a cab driver in Singapore. So this is just an example. Even you can learn from your team members. You can learn from your peer group, your domestic help, your driver, anyone. You just have to keep that window open. You have to be open minded in that aspect. And another thing I would say, what I have followed in my life is, the team carves out the success path for the team manager or the immediate supervisor. And whatever I'm today, I give the credit to my team. And I always, in any project, if they're working even a small PPT, what they're doing, a presentation, and I am projecting it to the senior management, I'm presenting it, I always keep a mention that the hard work actually is done by so and so. So I think that is something I always have followed in my life. These all what I have spoken now.
That's absolutely amazing. Okay. So, next question for you is that how do you mentor women at your workplace?
See, not at my workplace per se, but I think at every workplace, if there is a woman leader, I think our biggest responsibility, because not only in a workplace, I am, I'm the convener of one CIS committee, Culture and Tourism Committee. I'm the co-chair for Federation Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Telangana's Infra Committee. Then I also closely work with Society for Cyberabad Security Council, which mainly works on women's safety and empowerment. So we do a lot of programs also. But coming back to your question, I think first and foremost, what we should teach another woman is that be prepared. Gather yourself, be prepared to believe in yourself. That is very important. You ultimately, you have to motivate yourself. Ultimately, you are responsible for your own development. So you have to work for it, and for that you have to believe in it. Each and every individual, they have some quality, they have capability, they have some potential. Only thing is that most of them are dormant. We feel, the fear psychosis plays here, that if I stand up for my right, how I will be taken. If I be a little courageous in my approach, how I will be taken. I'm not asking everyone to be aggressive, but one should be assertive. How do you become assertive? You can only become assertive with your concept, your philosophy, your thoughts and belief if you are a confident individual. This is very important. Another thing I would always recommend is self introspection. Once you self introspect, uh, I'm sure you know about this Johari window, the four quadrants, which is taught in the management. This talks about how you understand yourself. There are four windows, that known self, hidden self, blind self. So and these all speak if what you know about yourself and what others know about yourself, what you don't know about yourself, what others know about yourself. If today, Ruchika, I ask you that, Ruchika, in 5 minutes you write 10 points, positive points about you and negative points about you. You have to think. Why do you have to think? Why do we have to think? Even I have to think. Why? We should know ourselves. Okay, if we know ourselves, then it becomes very easy for us to negotiate with the person across the table, or whoever we have to deal with. So this is very important to understand. Self introspection is very, 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 very important for a healthy way of working, healthy way of living, to I think bring peace to your life. It is very important. And another thing is, as I had already mentioned, that we have this indomitable energy within. That is something we are lucky to be born with. Indomitable energy. We are multitaskers. Something, certain innate qualities are in us. We just have to bring them into action. We what to say, any adversities which come, the way we deal, it is really, really commendable. And smart planning ability which we have. The very fact that women can work out wonders. In fact, if you really see, the whether it's a housemaker or a professional, the women in the household are the best CEOs. They wear multiple hats. Okay, they wear the administrative hat, they wear the financial hat, the CFO's hat, they wear a facility manager's hat, they wear human resource manager's hat, they wear communication hat. So different hats. Now they didn't take a training while they were born, right? Those are the innate qualities which we have. Only thing is that we need to bring them out, and these all help in your workplace. If we really focus on them, your working becomes very easy. Then creating own space and creating your own space. Now you don't create your own space only by the virtue of your position, your seniority, but you build it with your credibility in the organization, with the credibility that someone should look up to you with a confidence that yes, if this is given to Ruchika, she can do it. Ruchika can be trusted. So that sense of credibility, you should be a very good storyteller in your office, in fact. So these are the qualities. Then I think women leaders should also focus on inclusiveness and diversity. Okay, if you are not inclusive, irrespective and diverse, irrespective caste, creed, community, gender, then you cannot fight for your own right. Stand up. I won't use the word fight, but stand up for your own right. You cannot, you should not speak, propagate equality and look for priority. Okay, so that is something I believe in, and I also feel that women at workplace should. Then, providing a safe atmosphere. That is very important for a woman to work with a very open mind. You cannot have that fear at the back of your mind that this is not a healthy atmosphere the office has. For that, the woman has to know about their rights. Nowadays, almost every company, it is mandatory to have a IC committee, internal committee for POSH, so prevention against a sexual harassment at workplace. Like in our office, I'm the presiding officer. So we need to keep that atmosphere. As women leaders, we should ensure that other women, they feel safe to come to office and work, even if it is late hours which is required to finish your work. That is something what is important. Another thing women leaders should follow is, I mean, I'm sorry, I think you wanted just three, but these are coming up in my mind, is that stand up for your rights with an agenda. Not generally. Women's leave, women should be respected. Are you not respected? Did you feel that gap in, your, your colleagues not being able to understand you, not showing your respect? Move with an agenda. If you're standing up for your rights, there should be a fixed agenda. You should know what you're doing, not in general. So I think these all can really mentor uh, women in the workplace by senior women leaders.
Exactly. And the point that you mentioned, that actually that I got in my mind, that self introspection is really needed for one to stand up and take their put out their points. That is really necessary. Yeah. Okay, so how do you feel that now even women are breaking stereotypical norms and are piloting metro trains with female crew members? Like, we've seen so many inspirational stories in news channels, and we read it in the articles. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think women are definitely breaking stereotypical norms, not only in piloting metro trains, but in any sector. Women are now miners. They work in mines. From space shuttle, so I think the range is really broad. It's a really very encouraging thing to see. For us, I would say we are really proud that we have almost, I mean, around 40 women loco pilots. Piloting our metro trains. In fact, the inaugural train which our honorable Prime Minister rode, it was driven by a women loco pilot. Our honorable CM, the first train where to open a line when he drove, he rode, it was driven by a female loco pilot. Not only that, we have lot many female station staff other than the admin staff and we in the office. So they are definitely breaking the stereotypical norms, and trust me, they have to, because these are very sensitive job profiles. So they have to go through many psychometric tests, how to manage crisis, how to deal a situation, how to deal, God forbid, any accidents, anything. So that cerebral part of them, it comes out. So other than the training, that's what I'm saying. Women are really wonders. They can really do anything. They have to be just pushed into it and make them believe that, come on, you can do it. Even for me, I was from operations, but when I changed my line, I used to feel, of course I wanted to, but then I used to feel whether I can do anything, whether I can make my own mark, not only just be on a very conventional way of working. So that push, something, yes, the societal, you can say, your your family inspiration, but then motivation also. So I think they are doing it. Women are doing it. Railways, we have so many women, engineers, they call, or loco pilots, whatever you call. So you feel really, really very proud. See, that is what I'm saying. When you see another woman accomplishing something, reaching a height, reaching a really, what to say, reaching a feat, as a woman, as a lady, one should feel very proud. That pride, sense of pride, can motivate you also in return. So yes, the field is open, and I honestly feel that we often speak about breaking the glass ceiling. I feel that if we really try to certain attributes we are born with, certain attributes we can develop in ourselves by believing in them. If we do that, I think we don't have to break the glass ceiling, but I think a person would come forward, irrespective of a gender, and slide the glass ceiling for you. You don't have to break.
True. That's true. Okay. So, what are the measures that Metro Rail takes to ensure safety for women?
I'm sure all metro trains they do that, but then we do a lot of safety campaigns. In fact, we have partnered with we have since I'm from Hyderabad, it's a Hyderabad Metro, so we have partnered with Society for Cyber Security Council, and also in our district, Rachakonda, with the police, where we do a lot of, we have our representatives, we call Margdarshaks. So they are the representative. I'm also in the Women's Safety Committee, as I said, of SCSC. So we work for a lot of safety campaigns in the stations, in our office, awareness campaigns. In our office, you will find all posters, how to fight for or stand up for sexual harassment or any harassment. Then these are all awareness communications which we put around. Then posh committee, as I said, we have our quarterly meetings. We take up agenda. God forbid, it's a very peaceful organization here. Nothing has come up, but then we do keep a track. And if any situation happens, we take it with utmost seriousness, and we take very, very stringent action. Any organization needs to do that to spread a very safe atmosphere. We do a lot of workshops, webinars on posh and other women safety. Then we have CCTV surveillance everywhere in our elevators. Of course, stations will have for the passengers also. So in fact, in the stations, not only our staff, but a lot of women passengers travel, right? So we are responsible for their safety also. So we have security people there, we have CCTV surveillance there, we have all the numbers displayed there. In fact, in our office also, all the posh committee numbers in bold, it is displayed there, that whom to call, and the confidentiality at its best should be maintained. So these are the measures we take to make them feel very comfortable and safe. And not only that, to our employees, but the contractual staff also. So whoever works for us, we ensure a safe environment for them.
Yes. Obviously, a safe environment only will draw people to come and pursue work at that
Absolutely.
organization.
Absolutely. And they should also have that confidence that if I approach, I will be heard.
Yes.
Yeah, justice will come later, because we have to see the pros and cons and the authenticity also. And if it is so widely published, even the other gender, they will also think twice before getting into any pleasant act.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Okay. So, how have the businesses and firm adapted to the changed norms due to the pandemic? What do you think?
Any business, any in general, you're saying?
Yeah.
Uh, I think we all know that now virtual closeness is the in thing, and that is something which we have to stand by. It's a new normal,
Hmm.
uh, working from home. But I think another thing what has come up is to be more organized in your work style, then optimization of resources, optimization of cost, because every industry has gone through this pandemic, and the heavy loss each and every industry have incurred. Then another thing, people have become, I feel, more empathetic, more human, hearing out problems, not only employees but their families also. Many organizations, including us, we I mean, our HR department, they did a great job also, that by being in touch with the COVID affected employees and their families, what are they needing? In fact, they many organizations, they have collected funds among their employees and kept oxygen cylinders at disposal whenever someone needed it, vaccination camps. So, the humane approach, I would say, has really, really come up in a big way than earlier. And so these are the changes, and people have become more accustomed with the virtual way of working. As I said, more organized, because you have to be organized when you're working. Because see, you don't get that atmosphere from home, your home, the comfort zone, what you get in office. Okay, so that paradigm shift, in your thinking, the very change in attitude, those things I have seen that firm has adapted, and they have been more they stayed in touch with the employees much more than they used to do before, to know about the well-being, the health, and any requirement that they needed. I feel everyone has done it, almost everyone has done it, extending a hand of help and telling them that we are there. That is very, very important and very nice thing which has come up by maximum companies. I don't think hardly any companies really became very apathetic and rude in their behavior towards it.
That's nice. Okay. So, what do you think are the top three attributes that a woman leader should have?
Well, mm, I think there are many attributes, inclusiveness. If you ask me as a women leader, I think on a personal front, okay, as an individual entity, you have to be more inclusive, you have to be empathetic, you have to be magnanimous in your behavior. On the work front, you have to be a team player, a very instinctive leader, and agile and adaptable to changes. That is very, very important, because see, everyone comes with a personal individual trait, and as a leader you need to balance your behavior, balance your what you see reactions, and take everyone, your team members. You're like a mother, you have to treat all your team members equal, as a women leader. So I think these on a personal front, inclusiveness, empathetic, and magnanimous, and as a team player, being instinctive, agile, and adaptable. I think it's very important. It's about changing the way the world perceives your strength. You have to. It's not that you say I'm strength. So it is the way the world perceives your strength. That is very important. And be different. Be different. Being different is better than better, as they say.
Yes. And continuing to this, what do you think? Like, how can a woman be prepared to strive in a male-focused work atmosphere?
Okay. I think that first and foremost thing is you have to treat everyone equal and be professional. This mainly happens in at your workplace. Don't expect to get recognition unduly only because you're a woman, and practice what you preach. This is very important. So be prepared to uh, accept and get accepted by a male focused world. Or why only male focused world? You, as a woman, you're not accepted by many women leaders. So even you have many women leaders, they are little partial towards their women employees. It has been seen. So the main point is that treat everyone equal, be professional, challenge the status quo. That is very important, which will make you a better professional, to accept others. And if you are challenging the status quo, what happens is you are developing yourself as an individual and professional. So you don't have to strive, but you will sail through. very comfortably, seamlessly in whatever focused world it is.
Sure. Okay, so lastly, what is your message to the young women leaders who aspire to get successful in the PR and communications domain?
Okay, so I would say that have the right attitude. And when I say right attitude, this is a very favorite description of, I mean, I love this, that when you break down the word attitude, A as one, you will see that it adds to 100, it equals to 100. So basically means you have to give your 100%, but not that 100% what you give, but what is expected of you for a particular work. That is very important. Another thing for the young women leaders, be patient, be focused. Don't have a very, you don't get very distracted. The young gen, I somehow feel like they get very distracted soon. So be focused. Another thing is read. Don't go for shortcuts. Read a lot of newspaper, read a lot of material, because a reading habit is going. And this I realized, I just went for a training, and I realized that how bad a reading habit is now, what it used to be earlier. Then also have a, short term and long term goal. That is very important. And yes, you believe in yourself, and move on. Don't be so rigid with your thoughts. Don't be so stringent with your thoughts. You have to be little open minded. Keep the learning window open. I think that is more than enough. See, nowadays, you know what? We all have to be on the same page. We have to, there's a term called collective effervescence, all being on the same page. Because our living style and whatever we did earlier it changed completely in this pandemic. So that is what is required. And patience is something very important. Another thing, very important for women leaders. Of course, when you're a leader, which means you're a professional, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be just a homemaker and do something. But financial independence, my dear, it's very important. Be aware of your rights. Be I mean, educate yourself, not only qualified, educate yourself with whatever is happening around. And be know your rights and be aware. Be an aware woman, aware leader. That is very important.
Absolutely right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Sinha, for your valuable time and also for sharing many insightful points from your professional life. And I'm sure that our listeners would be inspired by your words. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ruchika. Thanks a lot.
For further updates on our podcast sessions, please stay tuned to Exchange for Media's PR and Copcom section and also follow us on social media.